mentioned Georgina there, missing for over 5 years, young mum from Worthing. Um, the last CCTV was taken at Clifton Food and Wine on the morning of the 7th of March, 2018. So that's over 5 years ago. Let's talk to Andrea, who's Georgina's mum. Andrea, I can't imagine what it must be like just not to know what has happened to your daughter. Let's go back to the time where she went missing. I presume, like, just an ordinary day for you.
Yeah, it was. I was just getting ready for work. Georgina was getting ready to go into town, and that was it. Love you, mummy. See you later. That was it. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing alarming. Nothing to make me think, oh, she's acting strange or anything at all. Just a normal day, really. There was another sighting in Chapel Road at 4 p.m, but the police couldn't corroborate it because they never identified the other female with the person that it looks like Georgina. Now, us as a family, we say that is Georgina, but because they can't corroborate it, it's not a confirmed sighting. But those two are the only ones ever since the 7th of March. That was actually on the 7th of March 2018, and there's nobody ever since. I mean, there's obviously over the years there's people who said, oh, I thought I saw somebody that looked like her, but none of them, when the police have looked into it, they could confirm. But a lot of the pictures I've seen, and they don't look anything like her.
It's just staggering, isn't it, that you can just be having that ordinary day, ordinary conversation, and then your daughter literally vanishes. I mean, it must dominate so much of your life now, not knowing and having to think about then all the family gatherings where she's not there.
Yeah, it does take over your life. It becomes your life. It becomes your life because all of a sudden you're sort of involved in missing people. You meet other missing families, and so it sort of becomes your life then. And every day it's what can we do today? How can we create awareness? How can we keep Georgina's story out there so she's not forgotten? That's all it's trying to do. I mean, now it's 5 years and 8 months, and my other daughters do sort of say, Mum, come and try and have some time to yourself as well. You need to do some of the things that you used to like doing. It is hard to do that because you feel guilty. You feel guilty because I always say I feel like I'm leaving Georgina behind then in the past if I try and move on. But I look after her son, so we sort of have to have some sort of normality in life as well.
But that's hard, isn't it, for him not knowing as well?
Yeah.
Very, very difficult. And it sounds like you had a lovely relationship.
Yeah. We're all a very close family. Every family has issues and problems and things, but I wouldn't, there was nothing. People say to me, did you have an argument? And I said, no, not at all. It was just normal, just a normal day with Georgina and me going to work and see you later, and that was it. I didn't even think about it at all.
So completely out of character. And you do you have any hope that you will find out what happened or that you will see her again? How are you feeling now?
We've over the years we've always lived with hope, especially as the police have got there's no evidence as to what happened to Georgina, and sometimes people pop up and they say, "Oh, my brother went missing and he turned up after 7 years or something," and then it just does give you that little bit, and you think, well, this could be in this case, even though I don't think Georgina went off to start a new life and leave her children or anything. But you never know. You do have to think. You don't know everything about somebody, even though they are, they're your family. There could be lots of things that was going on that you don't know about, and so anything is a possibility. I do hold a little bit of hope. It's not very much, and I think over the years it does diminish, and it's hard to hold on to it, but I have to hold, as long as there's no evidence of her coming to any harm or anything like that, or no longer here. We just do hold on to a little tiny bit of hope.
You're just living in limbo, though, aren't you? Because if someone dies, you grieve, they're always there. But just this not knowing, and I can imagine at this time of year when the focus is on family and the build up to Christmas, it must be, hard all year round, but particularly at times of year like this one.
and birthdays as well, because we just had, not long ago, had Regina's birthday, and we all try and get together, and I make a cake, and we sort of just do something in Regina's memory to, just to keep her memory alive as well. I go out with the boys, and we let off some balloons with Mummy on them, and sort of send up messages of love and hope to Mummy, just to keep them connected to her as well, and keep that sort of bond. And but they, even though they're 13, there's two of them, they haven't really, they don't understand that Mummy might not come home. They don't. They maybe the next day they might say, well, when Mummy comes back, can we do that again? And I think, my heart sinks, and I think you're really not sort of comprehending this at all.
And something very special that you've got them there, but also it must also be heartbreaking, because you must see moments where they really remind you of her.
Yes, yeah. One of them looks exactly like her, got her mannerisms and everything, and my daughter will say, oh, doesn't he look just like his mum? He's the image of her, and he is, he is. But yeah, all I do is just keep creating awareness and keep Jordina's name out there.
And actually, this new campaign, actually, you say you hold on to a little bit of hope, and when something like this happens, and again, she comes back into the public eye, you must be really hoping that somebody somewhere will have seen something
or know something. Now it's got that. It's more like somebody might know something now, and that's all we hope. I mean, obviously somebody does know something, or many people do know something. Somebody must have seen her that day, but that's the surprising thing, that nobody ever come forward and said, I saw her that day. And
it is staggering, isn't it? We live in this world where we can be tracked by CCTV phones. I mean, it's unbelievable, really, that we're still in this situation all these years after she disappeared.
Yeah. I mean, her phone, she didn't have an iPhone. It was sort of an older type phone. But, people always say to me, oh, but they can trace this, and did they do that? And did they, they can trace all the data and everything. But they don't understand that her phone wasn't, the battery was out of it, and the SIM card was out of it when she left, because it wasn't working properly. And she was a bit agitated about it, and I gave her an old phone of mine and to try, but the SIM card didn't fit in there. So, I just said, try and see if you can get something from a phone shop and make one of them work for now, because her dad had said he would get her one that week, just sort of to help her out. But sort of people think, oh, iPhones that you can use, trace my friend, or trace, there's all these different apps where you can track people, but people don't understand that it's not always the case. Especially going back nearly 6 years as well now.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the programme. I think, everyone listening and me really hoping that you will find out, and it would be lovely if you were reunited one day. But and thank you for sharing your story with me. Thank you for that, Andrea.